Okay, today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I usually post a lot of flipping videos, occasionally a guitar video or two, but right, I'm going to be looking at a ball song that is quite controversial. Actually, this is not the ball. This is the Benchmade clone from China, and I'm going to be posting this in response to Calorie Lovers video. Um, just comparing some similarities between the two knives. Um, okay, I'll start with the blade. I know he had the Damascus blade, and this is one of the differences in this one. It just has a plain steel. Read that in there. 40C, and it says Benchmade USA, but this is from China. And I believe they make these more for the Chinese population than just to fake a Benchmade, because figure there's like 3 billion people in China, and they don't even make enough Benchmades for the U.S. market for all the people that want them, and imagine all the people in China that want one. Um, so they just, I think they're trying to make a very good knife for the local Chinese population, and a lot of people want it because it's so hard, it's so expensive to get a Benchmade. There's a little butterfly logo. It says, it's still 42. I just got the regular 42. I also got a 43 with this, and the difference in the 43 is really the fit and finish of the handles was a lot better. Not a lot better, but just better. And this one, I don't know if you can see, it'll pick it up on here, but I think it was this handle right here on this side. It's just not quite as smooth. It's more like you can see it in a spiral. It looks worse in person, but it's not that big an issue. It's hardly noticeable. So you really scrutinize the knife. Also on this side too, a little bit, but not as much. But it's a very small thing. The other thing was the play. This one, I tend to get it. I mean, it's not too much play. It's a pretty good play, and I like to flip it like this with a little bit of play in it anyway. But the 43 just flips phenomenally with without any play. And it's really, really just a great setup I did on that one, I guess. I don't know. I just Loctited them when I first got them. I've not really had to re-Loctite either of them. But this one just needed a little bit more slack in the handles to really flip smoothly and reliably every time. But the 43, not so much. But let's look at the handles themselves. I know it's real kind of cut. Handles themselves are still a channel. See, I guess before they were using a little round divot there. It made it different from the actual Benchmade, but now they changed it to the square divot, and I don't know if they thickened the blade a little bit, but it is a little bit thicker than in my 51. I think it's almost spot on with the Benchmade now, as far as thickness of blade and whatnot. The tang pin is not hardened also, but just by the look of it, it seems to be holding up a little better than the one in Color Lovers video, and I have a lot more than 10 hours on this knife. I have probably 20 hours at least to flipping this knife. Not highly abused, but not babied. I really like this knife, actually. I really love flipping it. But here's the biggest thing is in the channel of the handles. You can see the same flaws that are on his FU42. Can see where they drilled in the hole here, and it was too close to the edge, so it drilled down in there. Other people have mentioned that, thought that was a byproduct of the process of milling out the handles, but it's not. It's where they drill the hole in. It's right there where the hole is, and they just kind of let the drilling go into the side of the wall. And it's even more similar on this one. Um, the only thing I've done to this knife to modify is I've taken off the spring to the spring latch, because even though the 43 had a little tighter tolerance in both the open and closed positions. Well, at least in the closed position. Because this one, they both were fine in the open position when they locked it. Um, but the 43, if you lock it closed, it wouldn't pop open. But this one eventually had a little slack in it and got a little bit just loose enough. Like it's fine like this. I took the spring out, but if I had the spring in, that bit of tension from the spring would be enough to pop open the latch when it was just laying on the like if you just happen to have it on the couch and sit down next to it and pop it will just pop open. And I don't like that. I want it to be able to stay closed in my pocket because like a pocket drop is carried around a lot. Because it's got it for $29 and it's a whole lot better than having to replace my small fly again if I happen to get this confiscated by the police or God forbid something else happened to this, because this is probably my one of my favorite knives, one of my three favorites with my 42 and my small, with my 51 and my small fly. I wish I had a 42 that was real, but this is my 42. I was originally going to keep the 43 for myself. I mentioned the fit and finish was better on it, but the reason I didn't is because it didn't really Loctite right. With this one, I didn't do the Loctite right, and I was gonna give one as a gift to a girlfriend of mine, um, or an ex-girlfriend, but still a good friend of mine, and my only fellow friend that really flips a lot. And I had given her a trainer. There was a Chinese trainer that I'd gotten through eBay. Because these took so goddamn long to come. They took maybe 5 to 6 months to come. And I mean the 43 was the better of the two in a fit finish. Like this one, you see the play here, like that. The 43 has play like this. It's just very slight play, and it hasn't. I mean, she uses that knife a lot, and it hasn't loosened up any. It still functions, flips great. Never needed to be adjusted or anything. And the only other thing I did to this one is I did take some sandpaper to it and give it more of a brushed metal finish on the handles, just to make it different, just because I like the look of that. And so they originally come a little shinier. Not this brushed metal. I don't even know if my camera is good enough to pick it up. Mine has more of a brushed metal finish on the handles. But yeah, it's a really good knife. Mine was 29. The 43 was 35. So I paid in total about 64 bucks for both of them, and was very pleased with the purchase. She loves hers. I love mine. The trainer I got also has play that's a little more comparable to this one. It's about the same play. That one flips well too. I was supposed to get another coated trainer because that was a plain metal handle, but the coated trainer just never came with it. I never really filed any feedback whatsoever, positive or negative, against the seller. Maybe I should have, but it's been a while now, so she just really wanted it. I liked it, but she wanted it because she was trying to replace her M-Tech Twist that got lost, and she's like, this is the only knife that she had come that was cheap but came close to it. So I ended up just giving that to her at the end of the night. Was hoping these would still come. I had given up hope at that point almost, but these took about 5 or 6 months to get here. I'm not sure if you can agree that just to accept payment, because I got them through AliExpress, or AliExpress or whatever. And there's a feature there where you can kind of accept that the product came and then say release your payment to the buyer. And I'm not sure if they waited till that time period came up, because a couple of days before the time period came up, I just said, all right, it came, and just hoped that they would come, even though they were very much past that 3 month period. So it took like 5 or 6 months to get here. And that's why I'm doing this video in response, is because I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but a couple other little features on the knife. And that one still has a spring latch that works fine, the 43. And the reason I got that, other than the fact that it was set up better and I could just give it to her right on the spot without having to re-Loctite it like I did this one. Actually, I re-Loctited this from the beginning. So I re-Loctited this right after I Loctited it wrong. Put too much in one, too little in the other. And I haven't had to do anything to it since. And I've had it like maybe 3, 4, 5 months. Well, maybe like 3, 4 months at most. And the blade still has performed pretty well. It's very sharp. It sharpens up really easily. I can get a freaking razor edge on this. And just to show you real quick. Man, I use it a lot. I'm not really good at doing these paper casts, but it does a good job. Yeah, that's right there. It's pretty good. Like I said, I use it for a lot of stuff. First time it really dulled was yesterday. I'd been using it on cutting open recycle bags and rubbing it against the bottom of the can for a few days, and it started to dull a little bit, so I sharpened it up. Only took about 2 swipes on the sharpener, and it's been cherry. Got a little damage on the tip because I flip it a lot, but it's mainly a nice flipper beater. I always wanted a stainless steel handle ball saw channel style for a while. They're expensive as hell to get a real one, so I really wanted a 43, but the other reason I didn't keep it is because I bled on it. I was flipping both of them, and this one just came down and sliced open my hand. So it's kind of like the knife chose me, and I kind of really like the Weehawk, you know, after some experience with it. Got some flipper footage here, man. Whoa. Yeah, it barely falls like that. That's the only thing about not having the spring latch, but it stays shut good. Haven't had any problems with the latch falling out. Good knife. Just caught myself there. Testament to this knife is quite sharp. And yeah, definitely counterfeit, but it's a decent counterfeit. And it's better than paying $100 for an FU, $120 for an FU 42. And it But yeah, you gotta wait 6 months. It's not an ad, it's a bot. It's a negative. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Peace.